You'll never be bored again. When Twitter launched in 2006, this was its slogan. And over the past 10 years, Twitter has kept things interesting for its hundreds of millions of users. By combining the instant connection of text messaging with the powerful reach of the mobile web, Twitter has become a prominent feature of our media landscape. The first thing you need to know about Twitter is that it's a very quick, immediate, of-the-moment form of communication. You can use it to get your information and ideas out into the world very quickly. And you can use it to see what the world is talking about right this very minute. Twitter founder Jack Dorsey was interested in devices like police scanners and CB radios that let him keep track of the workers and conversations that were moving around him. And he wanted to come up with something that would let him pay that kind of attention to what all sorts of people were doing. At the same time, he was becoming interested in some of the untapped possibilities in instant messaging. Instant messaging is a technology that was popular on local networks even before the launch of the internet. Many of Twitter's features are derived from instant messaging, including the 140-character limit that's become the platform's hallmark. With instant messaging, users were limited to 160 characters. In order to encourage rapid interaction, Twitter took that limitation and made it a key feature of their platform. With the rise of the mobile web, Dorsey was able to bring together his interests in scanners and messaging to create Twitter. He experimented with early mobile devices, and when smartphones became commonplace, his ideas became more feasible. You can use Twitter on your desktop computer, of course, but it's really optimized as something you carry with you wherever you go. Twitter came into its own at the 2007 South by Southwest Interactive Conference. People were empowered to follow the other conference participants and see where they were, what they were doing, and what they were thinking about. They found that they appreciated having this level of engagement with their peers. This established Twitter as a social network. But over the years, it's evolved into more of a network for sharing news and information. All the major news providers are there, and journalists tend to have active accounts. You can watch news stories develop in real time and stay a step ahead of the mainstream media. And you can share your own questions and opinions about current events. Of course, there's a downside when ordinary citizens and mysterious propagandists share a level playing field with reputable journalists. And recently, there's been a lot of discussion about the misinformation spread on networks like Twitter and the effect it has on our civic discourse. Twitter has also been criticized for not doing enough to protect its users from threats, bullying, and abuse. The company has found it challenging to balance support for free speech with protection against harassment. Just this week, there was controversy when some alt-right accounts were suspended as part of a crackdown on hate speech. In the second of this year's presidential debates, Donald Trump said, "Now tweeting happens to be a modern-day form of communication. You can like it or not. Between Facebook and Twitter, I have 25 million people. It's a very effective way of communication." This highlights the significant role that Twitter has come to play in our national politics. It's become very clear that Twitter, with all of its issues, flaws, and drawbacks, is going to have a powerful impact on all of our lives. Evaluating sources of information. Navigating the complexities of free speech. These are exactly the areas where we as information professionals have expertise to share. With enough ambition and imagination, librarians could bring some positive changes to Twitter, and maybe even to the world. But before we can change the world, we have to take our first steps. So with that in mind, we will now present a quick overview of Twitter, what it does, and how to do it. If you haven't used Twitter before, this will help you to get started. And if you're an experienced Twitter user, you might find out about one or two features you haven't tried.
Hello, I'm Jeffrey Babbitt, and I'm here to show you how to use Twitter. We'll be going over such tasks as signing up, tweeting, using hashtags, following, liking, making lists, checking notifications, direct messaging, and using analytics. A few definitions. A tweet is a message of up to 140 characters, like a microblog post. You can publish to be read by everyone. A hashtag is made up of a pound sign followed by one or more words with no spaces in between. It acts like a keyword, marking a tweet as part of a conversation, allowing people to easily follow that conversation on Twitter. When you follow another Twitter account, you subscribe to it so that it comes up on your home Twitter page, your timeline. Direct messaging is just what it sounds like, a direct private message between you and someone you follow who also follows you. Analytics track the number of people who have seen your tweets and how they have engaged with those tweets. Signing up is as easy as typing in your name, your email address, and a password. Create a username, also called a Twitter handle. Twitter will send you a verification email and you need to respond to that. This is the timeline, the main feed. You can read tweets from the accounts you follow here. At the top is a blank tweet for you to fill in. We're going to tweet and add hashtag first tweet. If we click on that hashtag, we can read all of the other tweets with that hashtag. We can also tweet with this button in the upper right. This time, we'll add a picture and mention another Twitter account. Let's go back and add a picture to our profile. Just click on the little egg icon and select View Profile and then Edit Profile and add a profile photo on the left. Click Upload and find a photo that is less than 2 megabytes and ideally 400 pixels by 400 and open. Click on Apply and it's done. You can add a header photo too with the same process. To find other accounts to follow, just search for a keyword or a name. I'm going to search for librarians. Once you locate the accounts with whatever keyword you're looking for, just click Follow for those you want to follow. Easy. Now we'll go to our timeline and see what they are talking about. Oh, here's a good one. I'm going to show that I like this tweet by clicking the Valentine heart, the symbol for a like or a favorite. I'm going to check my notifications. It looks like someone liked one of my tweets, and one of the people I followed me back. One thing you can do if someone you follow follows you is direct message them, like a private tweet between the two of you. I'm going to DM this person and see what he says. To make a list of related tweeters to read all at the same time, click on your profile photo in the upper right and select Lists. Click on Create New List on the right. Type in a list name and a description if you want, make it public or private, and click Save List. To add someone to your list, look up that person, click the gear icon, click on Add or Remove from Lists, and check the appropriate box. The last thing I want to show you is the analytics. Just click on your profile photo thumbnail and select Analytics. By default, it shows you things like your top tweet, top mention when someone else has included your handle in a tweet, and top follower, your follower with the biggest following. If you click on Tweets at the top, you can see the number of times people have seen each of your tweets, called impressions, and how they have responded to each. This concludes our whirlwind tour of Twitter, step by step. Now here's Stephen and Monica to talk about how libraries can use Twitter.
Hi, my name is Steve Compoe, and I'm going to be talking about how libraries can use Twitter. I will be speaking about two aspects. The first, how can libraries work at increasing their number of Twitter followers? And second, how can libraries use Twitter to promote their programming to their followers, which in turn hopefully would increase the number of people they are reaching with their publicity. First off, it's not very useful for your library to have a Twitter account if you don't promote it, which in turn could add to a lack of followers. I work at the Niles District Library in Niles, Michigan, and at my library we attempted to gain followers after opening our Twitter account in a couple of different ways. First, we promoted the new Twitter account via social media sites we already were using. And we also promoted it on the bottom of our web page next to our Facebook link that was already there. We also included a link to our Twitter account on multiple Facebook posts over a period of a couple months. Here is an example of our Facebook page showing the Twitter link right next to our Facebook link. And here is a screen capture of our Twitter account showing a few of the events that we were advertising. The second approach we took, which actually seemed more effective, was branding our Twitter account on all of our publicity. It was added to our news releases as well as hard copy papers for events and programming. We also provided a QR code at the bottom of many of our flyers asking patrons to follow us on Twitter. There were several postings around the building about the Twitter account asking people to follow us as well, and word of mouth at our circulation desk when staff interacted with patrons during the checkout process. The most beneficial use of our library's Twitter account was to publicize upcoming programming to our followers. It was rather simple for our marketing manager to simply tweet out a short tweet about an upcoming author talk or a Nerf night at the library. Sometimes we simply posted a short tweet with a link to a Facebook event posting. So we were able to provide additional information if needed that you normally wouldn't be able to accomplish within the restrictions of a tweet. Twitter was very useful in reaching out to our teen and young adult populations. It helped us reach an underserved group in our community and provided a tool to draw them into our building for programming. Here is a tweet showing an event with a QR code, and we also linked it to a local school. Here is another tweet with a simple picture about a program, a blood drive that we were having at our library. Here was another simple tweet of an Iron Man movie sticking out advertising our Comic-Con event. Here is another tweet we tweeted out about our local author day, and we hashtagged it to local authors and supporting local writers. Here's another tweet about a fun program at our library, and we tweeted out about the next upcoming show to draw people in. This is a tweet that we actually retweeted from another person that they tweeted about our program. Twitter can provide you with a cheap, relatively simple marketing tool for your marketing toolbox, which allows you to reach out to those in your community, to draw them into your library, and to show them what you have to offer, as well as the importance that the libraries play in each of the communities that they serve. Thank you. Next, Monica is going to share some additional ways libraries can use Twitter.
Hello, I'm Monica Ponzini, and I will talk about additional uses of Twitter in libraries. While sharing news and announcements is probably the most popular use of Twitter, libraries have been using this platform for other scopes as well. One interesting use is promoting their collections. Public libraries, special libraries, and academic libraries can all promote physical and digital collections via Twitter. In this case, adding links, pictures, and hashtags to the tweets is also very useful. Other uses that libraries make of Twitter are promoting interaction and engagement and providing services such as information and references. Twitter, in this sense, is a great tool for stimulating a conversation and giving feedback. So let's take a look at some examples from libraries I've been following. The New York Public Library has a variety of collections and uses Twitter quite a lot. Thematic tweets use links to redirect users to the New York Public Library's website, where a more descriptive page can have a text and some additional links, either to the catalog or to the content itself. Here's an example, right on time for Thanksgiving. This captivating tweet looks like a sort of a quiz, Shakespearean influence in foreign films and books, which of course are all part of the library's collection. Tweets can also simply include some text, hashtags, and a photo, like in this example from the Rapid City Library. The UN Photo Library is a special library dedicated to the preservation and diffusion of UN photos and videos. Here are some examples. As you can see, the link brings to another page. And this is from the Digital Public Library of America, promoting an oral history collection. And here's an example from Wayne State Library's Twitter account promoting their digital collections. In all these examples, you probably also noticed the hashtags, such as new reads. As Jeffrey noted before, they act as keywords, creating a thematic path. And when the collections are digitized and available online, users are literally 1 or 2 clicks away from them, like in these examples from Wayne State Library and from the New York Public Library. Some libraries also promote their gift shop through Twitter. Let's now talk about interaction, engagement, and services. Twitter followers can post comments and request help via Twitter by clicking the contact button on the library's Twitter profile or by adding @ and Twitter name in their tweet. The library can also provide some general references, as in this example from the New York Public Library during National Novel Writing Month, that redirects followers to a page of writing quotes. In all cases, Twitter is used as a sort of a springboard to attract followers' attention and then convey it toward the more elaborate content on another platform, to link the content thematically to other tweets that promote similar content, or to send a message to the library in order to get assistance and interact with librarians. As any other social media platform, Twitter is evolving and adding new features. The latest one is Moments. Moments are collections of tweets that tell a story or have a theme. To create a moment, click the Moments button, then Create New Moment, and then you can add text and all your favorite tweets. Libraries can potentially use this feature to convey more elaborate messages and better focus the attention of their followers on specific events, themes, collections, and services. And this ends our presentation. Thank you.